Mary Fulton Fit, and it is Trainer Tip Thursday. So today I was just going to teach you guys something I just learned about, and we're going to be talking about the Sartorius Muscle. So let me get some friends out here to join us so we can talk about the Sartorius Muscle and how it works and how it can help us and what are some exercises to help strengthen it. Hi there, thanks for joining, Lacey, Michelle, and Rita. Great, let me just share this really quick. Trainer Tip Thursday, Trainer Tips. Awesome, it's so good to see everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. Perfect, it feels weird. Oh, how am I feeling? You know what, I am still having some tightness down here on my gastrocnemius, pulling a little bit into the hammy. So I'm probably gonna take tomorrow off and post some classes. I hope that's okay with you guys. I figure if I have a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday of rest, then I can let it settle itself. What do you guys think? Good? Okay, awesome. So I was gonna tell you guys, so we're talking about the Sartorius Muscle tonight, and what is it, where is it, and let me give you some information. So it's actually a band-like muscle. It's real thin, and it's the longest muscle in your body. Pretty cool, right? It runs along the front of your body right here. It starts in your ASIS, which is your anterior superior iliac spine. Try to say that 10 times fast. So kind of like right where the pelvic bone is, okay? And then it runs down, so you can kind of do this with me, and it runs all the way behind the knee, right in there. So up at the top and comes all the way down. Now this muscle is works two different joints. So it helps with our hip joint and also our knees. And so it's pretty important, right? There's a lot of different exercises that we do with it. So it helps us, it comes from the word sartor, which means tailor in Latin. And the reason why is because it mimics when a tailor is working and they're cross-legged. So this band-like muscle helps us to be able to cross our legs. It helps us to rotate, also rotate our legs. So pretty important, right? So today we're gonna go over some exercises that are gonna help you. So the Sartorius muscle does hip flexion. So for example, if you're laying on the floor in a core exercise or even standing, it's when we lift that leg right here, we are working that Sartorius muscle, okay? Like when you take a bar class or you're doing a V-up, you are working that Sartorius muscle. Also, in abduction, when you take the leg back, you are working that Sartorius muscle as well, okay? And that's in the hips. One more move that it helps in the hip joint, so flexion, abduction, and rotation. So right here, being able to just open up right here, this also is working the Sartorius muscle. So I'm gonna show you a couple exercises that are gonna help you with that. This might be an exercise that you're not used to doing too much, right? Okay, you might see it in a booty class or in a bar class, so I'll show you some exercises for that to help you. And then also, and you guys can also post questions as you're going along and I'll come back to them. The other thing that the Sartorius muscle works, so it works the hips with the hip joint, but also with the knee joint. So it helps with the flexion of the knee. So example, I'm gonna come down, sorry, I'm a little sore on this leg, so I'm gonna be a little slow. So flexion of the knee, so a movement like this, all right? We are working the Sartorius muscle. And also the internal rotation of the knee. So only two different things for the knee, and that's just when you lift your knee up like this, okay? So knee comes straight up, and the Sartorius muscle is being worked in that movement as well. So, talking about all of these great things in the Sartorius muscle, I'm gonna show you a couple exercises that are gonna help you strengthen it. So, a lot of lateral things. So the basics are gonna be like a squat. Okay, so just a basic squat is gonna help work the Sartorius muscles right in here. Okay, and you can kind of find them. They go right in here and come across. Lunges are gonna help strengthen. So doing lunges, which we do a lot in class. And then lateral movement, so a lateral step up. So here, let me grab a little bench real quick. I'll mimic that. It doesn't even have to be that high, but a lateral step up, okay, is going to help work that Sartorius muscle, all right? You see with that hip flexion, also, and lifting the leg. And then lateral band walks. So I'm not gonna put a band on today because I'm feeling too much tightness, but you can wrap a band around your leg, those booty bands, put another band, no bands at all, just a lateral squat walk is gonna work that Sartorius muscle, all right? And also some other exercises. Let me see if I forgot one. Oh, plies. Plies will work that muscle too. So coming here with the plie, pull the belly in tight, squeeze everything in. There you go. Plies are going to work the sartorius muscles. And then also a clam shell. So I'm going to come down to the floor. It's taking me a little bit because this leg is so sad today. Okay, let me come over. All right, so a clam shell. How do we do a clam shell? Well, a clam shell, you're just going to lay down, lay the legs on top of each other. Can you guys see my body? I can't tell with the video. And then you're just going to lift, all right? And that's that rotation, remember? The rotation of the hip. So this is a really good exercise, especially because most people probably don't do this one. And that's why when you go to like Pilates and the bar class and they're like, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. Yes, you understand the feeling? That's why, because we're not conditioned to doing this motion very often, right? We do a lot of the laterals, the squats, and the lunges, but doing some of this rotation is really gonna help. So, if you want to keep strengthening that sartorius muscle, as you strengthen it and do some of these simple exercises, even something like this where you're here, right, and we're lifting and we're doing core, right? What are we doing? Hip flexion, yes. Okay, what are we doing here? Hip abduction, right, and tabletop. What are we doing here with the rotation, right? This is awesome. We are doing the external rotation, right? And so all those exercises that we do in a Pilates or a bar class, those are all working that sartorius muscle. And sometimes you can feel really tired, right, when you're doing a lot of those exercises. So you got to do some good stretches for them. So the warrior one is a really good stretch. Keep stretching. You want to keep the heel, oops, let me come over here, heel off of the floor right there. And just come into that warrior one, and you're gonna feel that really good stretch right in here. I can feel it right now. Bring it up, and that's gonna be a really good stretch so that you don't overdo it, just like everything else. So you got some stretches. You learned a little bit of information. So I'll go back through it one more time. The sartorius muscle. Band-like muscle, real thin, longest muscle of the body. Its origin is at the ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine. It comes across down and comes behind the knee, and it serves for 2 joints, the hips and the knee joint, right? For flexion, abduction, rotation, and then also for the knee, internal, was it internal? I don't want to say the wrong word. Flexion of the knee, and then also, yeah, the internal rotation by lifting up. So it's pretty important. Do you find yourself doing some of those things during the day, right? So it's important to stretch it and to strengthen it with all of these different exercises. Do you guys have any questions for me tonight on Trainer Tip Thursday? Hello, Elizabeth. Any questions? Clamshells are the best. Yes, I like clamshells too. They are hard, and you can put a booty band on. It freezes up. Oh no, I think that the muscle always hurts me when I jog. It's super tight. Ooh, so check for me. I should post a little picture. So again, if you're not sure where it is, because there's like, I think 7 to 12 other muscles that we have here, but this one inserts right here, the pelvic bone, and comes across right around here and wraps behind the knee. Okay, so yeah, you might have some tightness in there. So doing that warrior one is really going to help you to stretch that out if you're having any tightness there when you're running, you said, for sure. And that makes sense because you're doing that internal rotation when you're jogging. Exactly, yeah. So, but awesome, you guys. Do you guys have any other questions about the sartorius muscle? Hopefully I was able to give you some tips tonight that you can take and learn and write it down. Learn ASIS, the anterior superior iliac spine. Whew, that's a lot of words to say, right? Thank you so much for joining, you guys. Thank you for the questions. Okay, yeah, warrior one. That's what the stretch is going to be. Warrior one's going to help you with the sartorius muscle. Try it right now with me. So you're just gonna keep that foot off of the back. There you go, lift the heel and then come up. And I can feel it already coming from the top here and wrapping behind the knee. You can feel it right there. So make sure, just do like 30 seconds and switch and do as many times if you need to. You can also foam roll it if you need to as well. It's a superficial muscle too. So, yay, you guys, thank you so much for staying tuned tonight. And I will be posting for tomorrow what's going on, if I'm teaching or not. I think I'm gonna take a day off to help my leg feel better. So if I do that, I'm gonna post the workouts I want you to do from YouTube on my page, okay? Does that sound good? And then hopefully this leg over here, say a little prayer for it. It needs some love, that left side. Okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in with Mary Fulton Fit. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share me with your friends. I'm almost to 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Please help me get there. Remember, I'm trying to get to 5,000, 1,000 at a time, but it takes one friend at a time to share, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all your love and support, and I will see you tomorrow. Because even if I'm not exercising, you know I'm going to go live and do all my stuff, okay? Just need to let it rest. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing day. Night.